County Sheriff.
Good evening. I'm Sheriff Nick Smith, and I was born and raised here in Walker County. I've lived my entire life here. Graduated from Curry High School. Met my wife 22 years ago. She graduated from Carbon Hill High School. We live in Saragossa. We have 4 beautiful children. Anybody that knows our story about our family knows that we've been truly blessed. We adopted our first 3 children through foster care because my wife couldn't have children. And God blessed us with a beautiful family, and I was ready to stop then. And we happened to be at Dilworth Church of God, and Pastor Lane Sargent was there, and we didn't know him from nobody. And he prophesied over my wife and said that God heard her prayers and that she would have a child. And I thought he was crazy. And when we were walking out, his wife said, "Hey, the Lord told me that you're going to have a girl, and that little blonde-headed girl there is Madeline Hope Smith." She said that the Lord said to name her Hope, so that little beautiful blonde-haired girl hiding her face there is our blessing there, Madeline Hope Smith. So, but we've been blessed. And listen, Walker County has had a history, but it goes back all the way to the 90s. It didn't just start under my administration. We've had a lot of positive things happen under my administration. One of the things I'm most proud of is our partnership with the Board of Education to be able to protect our children in our schools. That's never happened under any sheriff. And let me tell you how important that is. Places like Curry, Valley, Lupton, if they were relying on a sheriff's deputy back before I was sheriff, it would take 30, 40 minutes to get there in the event of an emergency. It's not that way anymore. We have deputies on campus there to respond in the event of an emergency. And that's something that Walker County should be proud of. I mean, I got JJ, he protects Summerton over there, does a really good job. And, you know, we can talk about the negatives, but I like to talk about the positives. You talk about, I wish I could take all the people that have been part of our programs over the last 7, 8 years. We have programs from GEDs, fatherhood classes, motherhood classes, you name it, we got a class for it in the jail. We have seen lives changed and transformed, testimonies to be given. Just last 2 weeks ago, we were doing baptisms. We baptized 58 inmates in the jail. When I looked over, it touched my heart because I saw 4 ladies sitting over there that had been arrested for drugs over 3 or 4 years ago who had changed their life completely. So whenever people show that they want to have that positive change, we have what we call peer support, where they get to come in and mentor to people that are in the same situations that they are. And it has tremendously changed the sheriff's department and our crime rate here in Walker County. And this election really comes down to really 2 questions once you take out the politics, the drama, and all the social media noise. Do you feel safe living in Walker County? And you should, because our crime rate's lower than it's been in decades. And do you feel like your children and grandchildren are safer in schools today than they were 8 years ago when we didn't have nobody in there? And the answer should be yes to both of those. And that's really what this election is about. Our crime rate's lower, our overdose deaths are down, and we're doing the job, and we're doing it with less staff than we've ever had. Our deputies are underpaid, underappreciated. We have 814 square miles to cover. And these guys, at one point, were doing it for $13.66. We cannot continue to pay our deputies to do a professional job when they can double their pay overnight after we train them and go anywhere. Chief Poe is paying $7 more an hour than we are, and he's lost 10 to 13 people since December. You just can't compete when you're dealing with I-22 and people that they get to drive and double their pay overnight. They're provided the same insurance, they're provided patrol cars. So that is the challenge that we have to have. Is I tell people, if you got to complain about a deputy today or 6 months ago or a year ago, chances are they're not even at the sheriff's department anymore. Because our good ones get trained, they take thousands of dollars in training, and they take it somewhere else where they can double their pay. One thing that stuck with me as a deputy, we spent about $20,000 over a few years in training. I was a little upset whenever he told me he was leaving, and we were having a conversation. He said, "Sheriff, it has nothing to do with the department." I said, "Man, I got you a brand new patrol car. We've got you all this training." He said, "It has nothing to do with it." He said, "Sheriff, my family and my kids can't eat that patrol car. I have to go where I can provide for my family." And that's always stuck with me. And we have to do something to change that. If I could go back and change the time as being sheriff, the very first thing I would have done when I came in would have been to fight for those employees like we're fighting now to get them fair market wages for the job so we could keep our best quality people. And that's what we have to fight for. Am I out of time?
You're out of time.
All right.
Thank you.